Hell, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Star Wars, but I read something earlier that made me think of this, so I'm going to talk about Episode 8 again, and how much I hate it, and try to convey why I hate it. Yeah, it's kind of a big one, I guess. Well, what I was really trying to get to was, I understand if you don't want to watch this particular video because it's pretty much going to be me venting. I think I'm making this video mostly for myself. I guess to feel like somebody might hear me. I was hurt by Episode 8, emotionally hurt by Episode 8. And Rian Johnson's awful notion that subverting expectations is a good thing when what you're looking for is Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, he has made some other movies that I've enjoyed, but I hate that he tried to use one of the precious few Skywalker Saga episodes that we have to do his own bullshit thing. I really hate Episode 8. And because it hurt me so much, it hurts me also when people say they liked it. Like, that feels offensive to me. Like, how can you think that a movie with the set goal of not doing Star Wars turned out well and could even be called better than any of the others? It's just bad. It starts off with stupid humor with the prank phone call. What? I mean, that's right on par, I guess, with Jar Jar stepping in poop in the prequels. But I also don't think the prequels were good. Episode 8 starts off with that stupid prank call, and then, like, the dumbest military choice ever, where instead of shooting the fleeing ship, they shoot the ground that's not going anywhere. Like, oh, hey, now that we're charged up and we have this really slow firing big gun, let's just go, let's go and destroy what likely represents an intense amount of military intelligence, and isn't going anywhere. You don't blow up their base that they're fleeing. You use it. You do something useful with it. Ew. Wow, this is ugly. Oh my god. How in the hell? What? Sorry, there's apparently a power outage at this traffic light, or there was, and now it's at this flashing stage. So everybody's got the flashing red or yellow lights, and That was not well thought through. Hope they reset that soon. Anyway, so we start off with a prank call and then a horrendously stupid military decision to blow up information and let your enemies escape. Like, the resistance should have been done right there. Like, the movie should have been over. Sorry, bad guys won. Then we immediately go into this poorly crafted, slow-paced chase scene that lasts most of the movie, where suddenly the Imperials have the ability to track you through hyperspace, which is weird anyway, because like other things have already talked about tracking people and like getting a vector that they left on so you can at least get ideas for where they probably went. You know, it's like that concept has already been around for a while. So now there's just this new magical MacGuffin thing that gives the Imperials, the Imperials, Jesus Christ, why do they even bother changing the names? So now there's this new tracking method, and the rebels who have just stalked this ship to flee in are like, oh my god, we're gonna run out of fuel to make hyperspace jumps soon. What's going on here? No one's ever talked about fuel being limited for hyperspace jumps before, and I have to wonder, how did the Death Star jump through hyperspace? What kind of cockamamie idea is that? Now, jumping through hyperspace is just something that has been possible and easy since the beginning. And so Episode 8 started with its weird adding of technologies with the hyperspace tracking and the possibility of running out of fuel. And then, oh my goodness, they're staying just out of range of our weapons. Let's send some fighters in, and oh my goodness, the fighters were really successful, but oh, get back here. We can't support you from... that was awful. Like, why didn't they just let Kylo finish what he started? He was winning. He wrecked the Rebels, I know Resistance, but the Rebels' method of fighting back, like by destroying that hangar bay and the stuff in it. And, it was just like dumb, like poorly written. Now we've got the stupid flyaway scene where Leia's shining moment is that she survives being blown out into space, and then she doesn't get used for the rest of the movie. Most of the rest of the movie. That was awful. Just straight up awful. Purple-haired lady taking over and not actually communicating with the people that are supposed to work for her. Like, trust me, I'm doing the right thing. Well, I don't trust you. I don't know you. I have never worked with you before. Why don't you tell me what we're doing so that I can have some confidence in your plan? Nope. Just do as I say. A good soldier just does what I say, not ask any questions or consider any other possibilities. And no, of course I couldn't get any help from you on an idea. Of course you're not capable of contributing anything. Just trust me. Oh, terrible leader. I mean, I get that the writer was going for trying to teach Poe some lessons, but the writer didn't do it well. Or I guess Rian Johnson, did he write and direct it? I don't know. It was terrible writing at that point. And there's also the taking a shuttle to go to the casino planet. The Imperials didn't bother dealing with the shuttle, so why not just use that to go either like start bringing people off of the big ship that they're following and maybe fly to a place where you know there's a bigger ship you can get, or where there's help you can find, or their plan was to find somebody that could do some code breaking so they could get through the sensor shield or whatever it was on the Imperial ship, so they could deactivate the new sensor that was limited because they wouldn't notice that the main one was shut down and turn on one of the other ones or whatever. The amount of bizarre explanation required to make that plot seem logical is too much. It's dumb. And then, of course, the adventure on the casino world was pointless. Like, all right, we're going to tell you a lesson about capitalism. Good lesson. I appreciate that. And it's true that large companies don't give a crap who they're making their money from. But it took from the time that we had in the movie. Like, I feel like the potential of these movies, the sequels in general, was stolen from us because we were given things that didn't live up to the potential. So let's see, what else have we got? We've got the story of Luke and Kylo, and how the most optimistic person in the galaxy that saw good in his murderous dad that like caused death and suffering across the galaxy, but when he has a dream about Kylo, he's willing to be like, yeah, maybe I should murder him in his sleep. What fucking dumbassery is that? Sorry, shouldn't be swearing yet, but that's not just breaking expectations, that's completely slaughtering the character. That's not Luke Skywalker. And I understand that Luke and Han and Leia and Chewbacca and the other older heroes of the story have to hand off the baton, but it was awful. It was a terrible choice. It's straight up the worst part of episode... episode 8 has a lot of bad parts. I'm also getting close to my destination, so maybe episode 8 gets a part 2 about how much I hate it. So yeah, I'll have to remember to pick up with the basis of Kylo Ren's backstory being extraordinarily dumb. Maybe I don't have much more to say about that specifically, but maybe I'll add a bit around Rey and Kylo's interactions. All right. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I'll see you in part 2.